on Sunday there's been a lot of chat about the influence of sports science departments at football clubs and on managers. What can you tell us from your point of view how important it is, and are you surprised that there's been so much chat about it?
I'm not surprised that it is with fans. I'm not surprised about that, because I understand that if you never played at this level and this amount of games, and it has never been done also before, that you don't understand these things. If you're an ex-player or an ex-manager, it's maybe less understandable in that way. It's very simple. Can you tell me one team in the world that where a player played this season all the games, 90 minutes, and played international duties? There's not one. And that's because the amount of games, and also the difference with 15, 20, 30 years ago, the intensity of the game now. So in that way, it's a normal thing. I tried to explain it before the game. Maybe I didn't do it well enough, can be. But I'm sure that this question will not be the case anymore if we go on with this amount of games in the same short time. This question will not be asked anymore in 2-3 years, because everybody will say, it's normal, it's normality. But now, apparently, that's the reason why we lost the game against Motherwell. It's not the case. And we would have maybe lost more points the next couple of months if Václav, because it mostly was about them, Václav and Hamza, if they would have played or tried to play in 90 minutes and they get injured for 2-3 months. So you need one moment to, it's not to rest them, but to see that they play less minutes in that game. Is that then starting or coming? Depends also. So it's a normal thing all over the world with all the clubs who playing that amount of games and with players who playing international duty. With Hamza, it's also somebody who comes out of a league where he never played at this tempo. He's coping with that and he's taking tremendous steps forward in a very short time. So that's very positive. But we have a department specially for that. These people are paid for that, to check the players every day. And it's not only that, we speak with the players also every day after the conclusions made. So it was the really, really only sensible decision to make for this game. Would I love to start with them every game like they're playing for the moment? Yes, of course, I would love to do that. So I'm not stupid to not do that. It's in the benefit of the club, of the team, and of the players themselves.
Philippe, at every club, Philippe, when fans hear about players saying they're tired, they question their commitment. Is that unfair?
I don't want to use the thing unfair, because then you're going to make a big title out of that. No, it's. I understand that people don't realize the effect that things have on the human body if it's every 3 days. That's why it's also a massive difference between playing every 3 days and European football and international football in between, in these international breaks, that these guys don't have a break. So it's every 3 days going full and recover fast and full. After a while, you get tiredness. It's logical. And in the past, you had a winter break around this period. Players played less games also in the European games. So that makes a difference. Every step in between that, you can have some recovery. Like Václav didn't have anything until now. That's why I tried to explain it before the game. He played at this moment in time 2 times the amount of minutes that he played last season. His body is adapting to that, and he's adapting really well, because it's already really positive that he could do that in that period. But we were on the edge with him to let him break down, and that would have been foolish. In that way, people make also sometimes conclusions that the sport department make the decisions about the team. Also totally not the case, because it's not that I follow everything to the letter. I've been pushing players above this limit and to see, and I take the risk that moment. If the players get injured, it's my responsibility in that way. And I did several times this season, last season, the years before, in other teams. But yeah, it's just the normal way of working for everybody.
Philip, you're going through a difficult time, it seems, right now as Rangers manager. Do you have the same passion for the job?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure, and even more. Because if you compare with when I came, I didn't know the people yet. So, and then I speak about the fans, everybody in the building here, all the players also. So in the beginning it's new. And I see what everybody is doing to get this club back to the level it needs to be, and we all want it to be. But I knew also before the summer that it would be a really, really big challenge. I took the challenge, and I take the challenge with every bit of energy in my body, and I will continue doing that.
Does it bother you at all that there are some people who think you're not the man for the job anymore?
I don't know. I don't meet these people, and I know if you don't get the results that people expect a team to make, that you get criticism. That's part of the job. Everybody in the club knows also that what the plan is with the club, what the club had to do for that to become healthy first. That was a big step in the summer to be sustainable again, and then to invest in these young players. 9 days ago, everybody saw and made the conclusion, yes, Rangers is on the right track. There are really exciting young players coming through. Like we spoke about that and you asked me the questions. There are teams saying, interesting player, that age, playing at that level against Tottenham and Celtic. So that's in a positive way. Does it mean now that we have 2 games where we had to chase the game because we made some mistakes, that suddenly everything that was there before is totally gone? It's not the case. But I know that in my job you always get the scrutiny if the results are not at that moment what they should be.
Philippe, that especially regarding the derby results, you'll understand that Rangers fans don't accept losing, not winning 6-7 derbies in a row. For you personally, is this a hugely important derby for you to win back some of the belief from these supporters?
No, I know that there are still a lot of supporters with belief in that way. I know there are a lot of supporters who understand we should have won the last derby. So it's about now the next one. Would I have preferred to do it with the full squad? Yes, it's not the case now. We're going to go full with the squad there is now. I'm going to find solutions for that. And we're going to go hard. And I count on the supporters to give this extra energy to the players also to get to this result. And I believe also that they will do that, like they did also in a good way in the last games now. Even when we went behind, they kept on pushing the team. And the team was also resilient to try to force it, maybe too much with too much desire and not enough overview. So that we need to do better.
So new year tomorrow, Philippe. How do you reflect professionally on 2024, and what message of hope can you give Rangers fans that next year will be different as a time of optimism?
Oh yeah, that's a nice one. That when I stepped in October the year before, that I didn't know the full situation of the club, that we had to change a lot, and I speak we, so it's me, together with a lot of people. A lot of things have changed in this club in the meantime. So a lot of people left. Some people came into the club again. So there's been a really big rebuild, and it's still going on in many senses in the club, and that's necessary also to get this plan done where we want to be with this club. Did I expect more than 1 year ago that it would be so much job to be done to rebuild things? No, that was not said. I didn't know the situation. I knew the situation in the summer. I expected more points at this moment also, clearly, in that way. And we shot several times in our own foot, losing points that were totally unnecessary. So we need to take lessons out of that and make it better. But I've seen also a lot of positive things in the last 2 months in that way. Everybody has seen a lot of positive things. So we're going to work on that to get much more moments like that. And this consistency, what we talked about. And that's everywhere with young players, consistency, that's the big step to make, because it's easier to come at a certain level. It's a challenge to stay at a certain level and to grow out of that level, and that's what we're doing with this squad.
Philippe, sorry, just when you were asked about potentially having to sell players, you said that's a question for the directors, the people upstairs. But if you had those conversations, do you know the answer to that question?
If I know what?
About having to sell players, the need to sell players maybe in January to get some money. Is that a conversation that you have had with the board?
We have conversations about that, yes, but the board has been really clear about that, and Patrick also. I've been talking about those things the last 6 months, that they wanted to take responsibility into that, to speak about the financial things, because that's not my job in the club to do. So my job is to work with the players who are here, and to, together with the recruitment team, to find the good players for this club.